Hi, I'm Chris the Mechanic from Sabrina's Reptile Kingdom. Come down and check out the vast assortment of Ball Python Morphs available. Most traditional ball pythons come in a normal form. However, there are also many unique morphs to choose from. Some morphs alter the pattern of the markings. Examples would be the spider, enchi, and wammer, and pinstripe. The spider reduces the primary pattern to thinner lines and lightens the secondary color to a flat tan color. The pinstripe reduces the markings further to a very simple pattern.
Other common morphs only show up when the genes are right. These can be passed down from one generation to the next and are called hets when the genes are present but are not visible. These make great breeders at a fraction of the price. The albino was the first recessive morph trait to gain wide popularity. It has a complete lack of black pigment and comes in a high and low contrast variation. The caramel albino changes the black pigment to a caramel brown with deep garnet eyes. The xanthic trait is the opposite of the traditional albino. The black pigment remains, but all reds and yellows are absent. The result is a complete black and gray snake. The genetic stripe gene softens the original pattern while overlaying a continuous or broken stripe across the back. Color usually remains constant. A piebald or a pied overlays patches of complete white onto an originating pattern. The amount of white varies on the individual and is not related to either parent. The clown morph has a head with an aberrant reduced pattern. It also has a wide dorsal stripe with blushing and reduced golden colors. A ghost reduces the black pigment in a different way than a caramel albino. Only the top layers lack black pigment, resulting in a snake with a faded appearance.
Codominant or incomplete dominant traits have two different forms depending on whether a single or double gene is present. A double gene snake is called a superform, which usually produces a snake that is visually different than the single gene form. A pastel enhances the yellow color in a python. The pattern is usually absent on the stomach and is completely white. The superform results in a snake with bright yellows that do not fade as much over time and has a pattern that is further reduced. Pastels also come in the other colors, such as vanilla, black, and lemon pastel. Not all pastel variants are compatible in order to produce the superform. The lesser or lesser platinum replaces the normal black pattern with a tan gray hue. A similar morph is called a butter with enhanced yellow colors. The Mojave usually changes the pattern on the side, resulting in single spots within each patch. The black is also usually lighter and may contain an extended stripe. Cinnamon morphs result in a darkened snake. The superform, along with the black pastel, will create an all-black snake. The fire is visually similar to the normal, but its superform creates a yellow-white snake with black eyes. A similar morph that creates a black-eyed leucistic is a yellow belly. The granite alters the normal pattern and is good for adding details to a multiple morph breeding project.
Morphs can be combined to create truly spectacular combinations. Breeding is affected by gene and morph complexity. The most common double morph is the bumblebee. Crossing a spider and a pastel will have a chance of creating a snake with pastel color with the spider pattern. If two pastel genes are added, it's called a killer bee. When a Mojave, lesser, or butter are combined into a superform, it results in a pure white snake with blue eyes. Any combination of these morphs will produce similar results.
A lesser pastel combines the tan upper colors of the lesser platinum with the yellow side panels of the pastel. A yellow belly pastel will have the dark complex pattern of each parent, but will retain the bright yellow coloration. A pastel can be combined with a cinnamon to create a gray snake called a pewter. This has intricate patterns, and when combined with a black pastel, a black pewter is made. The two dominant morphs, spider and pinstripe, create a spinner, which merges the pattern of each. The combination can be further combined into a triple morph by adding additional genes.
Recessive traits can be combined with other dominant genes. This process is more complex, but can yield impressive results. When a pastel is combined with a ghost gene, the vivid colors of the pastel are cleaned up by the reduced black pigment, resulting in a bright yellow and gray snake. When a dominant spider gene is crossed with a recessive genetic stripe trait, it results in a motley bee, which retains some of the spider's pattern but has a bright stripe.
Ball pythons can be bred to other python species to create a hybrid. One example is the angry ball, which is an angolin and ball python cross. This results in a much larger python with the traits of both originating species. These variations and more can all be found at Sabrina's Reptile Kingdom, found in North Providence, Rhode Island. Please check our Facebook page for weekly Facebook specials and see why we're the biggest little reptile shop in Rhode Island.